According to Jens Stoltenberg, Finland will officially join NATO tomorrow. The military alliance will officially welcome Finland tomorrow at the beginning of a crucial summit. Both Finland and Sweden applied to join in May of last year, just a few months after Russia invaded Ukraine. As of tomorrow, Helsinki will have the full protection of the nuclear-armed coalition because all 30 existing member countries have ratified the process for Finland. Secretary-General of NATO Jens Stoltenberg called tomorrow's accession of Finland as the alliance's 31st member historic and great, adding that Finland would be safer and the alliance would be stronger because of it. This afternoon at the NATO headquarters in Brussels, Finland's flag will be raised alongside those of the other member nations in a special ceremony. Mr. Stoltenberg said, "I'm fully confident that Sweden will become a member. It's a priority for NATO, for me, to ensure that happens as soon as possible. Turkey has been holding up Sweden's application for membership." Neither Sweden nor Finland, which shares a border with Russia of 832 miles, had sought membership of NATO until Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. This is a major setback for Vladimir Putin's efforts to prevent further expansion of NATO. The conflict, however, was the impetus for Helsinki to join the coalition. Mr. Stoltenberg has announced that as of tomorrow, Finland will be a full member of the alliance and will be included in all alliance meetings, activities, and military structures. It will be a good day for the security of Finland, the Nordic countries, and all of NATO. Mr. Stoltenberg remarked that this demonstrates that NATO's door remains open. He also noted that Putin invaded Ukraine in the mistaken belief that Moscow would get less NATO, but that NATO's land border with Russia more than doubles, with Finland's accession. Mr. Stoltenberg, a former Norwegian Prime Minister, has stated that President Putin went to war against Ukraine with the clear aim to get less NATO. And he wanted NATO to make it absolutely clear that NATO's door was closed for any new membership. However, President Putin has received the exact opposite, with more NATO presence in the eastern part of the alliance and 2 new members with Finland and Sweden. NATO foreign ministers are meeting for a 2-day summit to discuss the ongoing war in Ukraine, so the timing of this move couldn't be more opportune. With no end to the conflict in sight, Mr. Stoltenberg stated that the Allies would create a multi-year program to aid Kyiv. To support Ukraine for as long as it takes, he said, "We are united in our determination to stay the course." Mr. Stoltenberg has warned that, "There are no signs that President Putin is preparing for peace, he is preparing for more war. It is unclear when this conflict will end, but when it does, arrangements will need to be put in place to ensure that Ukraine can deter future aggression and that history does not repeat itself." NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg said on Monday that Finland will formally become a member of the military alliance this week, which will result in NATO more than doubling its shared borders with Russia. Russia's Vladimir Putin has claimed that stopping NATO expansion on Russia's borders was a primary motivation for his war in Ukraine, so the accession of Finland is seen by many as a diplomatic blow to him. Norway, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Poland are all current NATO members that share a border with Russia or the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. These 5 nations share a total of 754 kilometers of border with Russia. Finland, meanwhile, has a border with northwest Russia that extends for 1,390 kilometers. With Finland's accession, NATO will have a total of 1,584 miles of shared borders with Russia, effective next Tuesday. Finland won final approval to join NATO on Thursday, after the final vote needed for its entry was cast by the Turkish parliament. President Sauli Niinisto of Finland vowed that Finland would be a strong and capable ally, committed to the security of the alliance, after hearing about Turkey's vote. According to a statement released by Niinisto's office on Monday, both the President and Finland's Minister of Foreign Affairs Pekka Haavisto will be present at the NATO headquarters in Brussels on Tuesday for the official accession ceremony. At a press conference on Monday, Stoltenberg referred to Finland's alliance bid as the fastest ratification process in NATO's modern history, calling it historic week. The security of Finland, the Nordic countries, and all of NATO will all benefit from this. Russia, meanwhile, has publicly stated that it plans to increase its military presence in areas adjacent to Finland's borders. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko told Kremlin-controlled news agency RIA Novosti that S.A.s of the measures have already been announced, in response to Finland's membership in NATO. The western and northwest regions of our military will be fortified. We will take additional steps to ensure Russia's military security if the forces and means of other NATO members are deployed on the territory of Finland, Grushko said. Finland's entry into NATO follows a weekend election in which the left-wing party of Prime Minister Sanna Marin was defeated by the right-wing National Coalition Party, NCP.